This video was recorded with the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable. Skip it up and that up! So before I start this video, a bunch of people asked me in my previous video what game I was playing, and this is Granny Smith. It's for iOS and Android, and this may be the best game I've played yet on mobile platforms. It's a platformer that's really challenging. It's funny as all hell. It's a blast to play. The controls on it are spot on. The best touch controls I've seen on an Android iOS game yet. It's like either 99 cents or $2. I'm not sure. I think I got it for 99 cents, but I may have gotten it on sale. It's top notch. The production value, the music, the sound effects, everything about this game is awesome. I strongly suggest to the developers they release this for like PSN, Wii U, and Xbox Live. I think it would do very well in there. Even though it's meant for touch, it's a fun game that people beyond mobile platforms would enjoy. So hint, hint, nudge, nudge, mediocre games. I would get it on other platforms like now. So today's shout out goes to YouTube user Arpiter101. Hope I said your name right. I've been messing up names a lot with people lately. Anyway, a link to his channel will be below in the description. And the Xbox One may be getting a CPU clock boost and a 4 gig RAM upgrade. This is a rumor, but according to this source that I have, it's an educated rumor, so let's get into it. So this rumor comes from an inside source, a guy who's calling himself Interference. I love these names they give themselves. They try to sound like uber badass and all this stuff, but whatever. That's not the point. This is what he had to say, an excerpt of it. Apparently, the story is that Microsoft has gone to devs for feedback on a few different things. Two of them being increased GPU clock and an increase to 12 gigabytes of total system RAM. Devs have to list which spec changes they prefer in order of importance, so nothing is confirmed as of yet, just options Microsoft is getting feedback on. However, I do have a developer telling me that we shouldn't be surprised to see 12 gigabytes of RAM in the final box, and that it isn't as hard for Microsoft to do as we think. Okay, so do I think there is some truth to these rumors from our man Interference? That's a tough one. I think I'm going to make a judgment call, and Mino is as smart as an engineer or a software designer, but it's really late in the game, man. The console's coming out in basically a few months. I mean, that would be a tall order this late in the life, or this right before the console's about to launch, for them to add another 4 gigs of RAM. Upping the clock speed I could see, because you could do that via software, especially if it's a minor clock speed upgrade to the GPU. But to add, 4 more gigs of RAM, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I just can't picture it being that likely when the console's not even 6 months away. I know they did this with the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360, I know, was only supposed to have 256 megabytes of RAM. But actually what made that change was when Epic Games was developing Gears of War. Tim Sweeney actually went to the higher ups at Microsoft Game Studios, and showed them screenshots of what Gears of War would look like if they only had 256 megabytes of RAM in the Xbox 360. And I guess it must have been pretty ugly, because Microsoft dropped another $1 billion on the Xbox 360 to make sure every console had 512 megabytes of RAM as opposed to 256. But they were still in the middle of development for Gears of War. So it had to be way before the launch of the Xbox 360, or at least like a year or two before, I would think. I could be wrong about that, but I'm sure it was a lot earlier than in comparison to when the Xbox One's going to be launched. So for them to just plop 4 more gigs of RAM in only a few months before, I don't know, man. I'm sure they probably had at least like a year and a half when they decided to, double the RAM of the Xbox 360. So I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible, I guess, but I just think it's unlikely this late in the game. Anyway, folks, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you have an interesting news story you would like me to discuss, private message me with a link via YouTube. And if I use your news article, I will give you a shout out in the video and feature your YouTube channel in the description. Have a good one.